Hi, good morning to you all. I think you all are well. So, can we start our class today? So, the topic it is, which is which lesson we are discussing now? Constitutional designs. Okay, constitutional design. So, we discussed last class the importance of constitution and making of the Indian constitution we just started. So, today we are going to discuss the path to constitution, the path. The path to constitution. Okay, we can discuss a few important points in this area. After that, we can go to next topic. Okay. So, my dear children, despite of all these difficulties, there was a big advantage for the makers of the Indian constitution. Unlike South Africa, they did not have to create a consensus about a democratic India should look like. Much of this consensus means general agreements, that is known as consensus, okay, and had evolved during the freedom struggle. Our national government movement was not merely a struggle against foreign rule, it was also a struggle to rejuvenate our country and to transform our country and to society and politics. Okay, my dear children. So, in this area only few points, important points that I will discuss for you, explain for you. You know that while the constitution makers are making this constitution, they didn't face that much problems of South Africa, but they also faced some challenges. It is not only making a national movement merely not for a struggle against foreign rule. Freedom struggle or the evolved not only or the national movement was not merely a struggle for a foreign rule. വിദേശ ഭരണത്തിനെതിരായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു സ്ട്രഗിൾ മാത്രമായിരുന്നില്ല അത്. It was also struggle to rejuvenate our country. രാജ്യത്തെ പുനരധിവസിപ്പിക്കണം, റീജുവനേറ്റ് അവർ കൺട്രി ആൻഡ് ടു ട്രാൻസ്ഫോം അവർ സൊസൈറ്റി ആൻഡ് പൊളിറ്റിക്സ്. മൊത്തം കുഴഞ്ഞു മറിഞ്ഞു കിടക്കുന്ന നമ്മുടെ സാമൂഹ്യ വ്യവസ്ഥ, രാഷ്ട്രീയ വ്യവസ്ഥ, അതിനെയൊക്കെ ഒന്ന് പുനരധിവസിപ്പിക്കുക എന്നുള്ളത് ഒരു വലിയ ടാസ്ക് ആയിരുന്നു. ദാറ്റ് ഐ തിങ്ക് യു അണ്ടർസ്റ്റുഡ് വാട്ട് വാസ് ദ എയിം ബിഹൈൻഡ് ഇറ്റ് വെൻ ദേ ആർ പ്രിപ്പയറിംഗ് ദ കോൺസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷൻ. ഓക്കെ, ആൻഡ് മൈ ഡിയർ ചിൽഡ്രൻ, you know that after it is there were sharp differences of opinion with the freedom struggle about the path Indians should take after independence. Such differences exist even today. Some basic ideas had come to accepted by almost everyone. You know that while we are discussing a matter, there will be different opinions, so we cannot always travel in a same path. There will be different opinions in different matters. Okay, so as far back as in 1928, നമുക്ക് ഇനി കുറേ പുറകിലേക്ക് പോയാൽ 1928 മോത്തിലാൽ നെഹ്റു and 8 others Congress leaders drafted a constitution for India. You know that already studied in your history portions the construction of the constitution under the leadership of Motilal Nehru. And also Congress leaders drafted a constitution for India in it is what are the steps it is taken to construct the constitution of India. The drafted a constitution, Motilal Nehru and other leaders 1928. After 1931, the resolution at the Karachi session of the Indian National Congress dwelt on how independent Indian constitution should like. Karachi session they decided that how should be a independent India's constitution. Both these documents were committed to the inclusion of universal adult franchise. ഇവിടെ വെച്ചിട്ടാണ് universal adult franchise everyone they planned. And right to freedom and equality and to protecting the rights of minorities in the contribution of Constitution of Independent India. Right to equality and protecting the rights of minorities universal adult franchise, they given more stress to these factors also for the construction of constitution. And these some basic values were accepted by all leaders. These equality and the protection of the rights of minorities and the universal adult franchise, it was accepted by almost all the leaders. And before the Constituent Assembly met to deliberate on the Constitution. So, my dear children, in this Constituent Assembly, these all important value points, they all are accepted and introduced. Okay. And the familiarity with the political institutions of colonial rule and are also helped develop an agreement over the institutional design. And also the British rule had given voting rights only to a few. On that basis, the British had introduced a very weak legislature. You know that while the colonial period, only few members only got the right to vote. So, it was very weak. Their legislature was very weak. And also elections were held in 1937 to provincial legislature and ministries all over the British India. 1937 there was an election for the ministries of provincial legislature. Also, there were not fully democratic governments. These were not fully democratic governments. You know that a democratic government should be like this. We know that some ideals, rules, regulations are there, but that 1937 that election, it was not a democratic election. And also, but the experience gained by Indians in the working of the legislative institutions proved to very useful for the country in setting up its own institutions and working in them. But that was an experience while they conducted one election in 1937. That was an experience for the constitution makers how to conduct an election. Okay. And that is why the Indian constitution adopted many institutional details and procedures from colonial laws like the Government of India Act 1935. Indian constitution adopted many institutional details and procedures from colonial laws. നമുക്ക് ബ്രിട്ടീഷുകാരുടെ പ്രവർത്തികളിൽ നിന്നും ഒന്നും ലഭിച്ചില്ല എന്ന് പറയാനാവില്ല. വി അഡോപ്റ്റഡ് സം ഡീറ്റെയിൽസ് ഓർ ബട്ട് ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷണൽ ഡീറ്റെയിൽസ്, എങ്ങനെ ചില ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷൻസ് നടത്തിക്കൊണ്ട് പോകണം, അധികാരങ്ങൾ എങ്ങനെ കൈമാറണം. സോ സം ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷണൽ ഡീറ്റെയിൽസ് വി ഗോട്ട് ഫ്രം ദം, ഫ്രം കൊളോണിയൽ റൂള്. And it is also according to that based this Government of India Act 1935. Okay. And years of thinking and deliberation on the framework of the constitution had another benefit. Years of thinking and deliberation on the framework of the constitution. The constitution, it is not at all not constructed within 2 or 3 or 4 days. It is a continuous years. That means within there is a great hard work behind it, and also more discussions, debates and everything it was there behind it. And our leaders gained confidence to learn from other countries. Our leaders gained confidence to learn from other countries, but on our own terms, leaders got confidence from other countries' leaders, but they didn't imitate their own policies. We take or we imitated or we done our work according to our own policies and laws. Okay. But on our own terms, many of the leaders were inspired by the ideals of a French Revolution. That is why it is saying that we taken some examples, some points from other countries and leaders of other countries, or their own some tricks and tips we taken, but we completely not imitated others. For example, you know that many of our leaders were inspired by the ideals of a French Revolution. French വിപ്ലവം നടന്നപ്പോൾ അതിൽ നിന്ന് ചില പാഠങ്ങൾ ഉൾക്കൊണ്ടിരുന്നു many of our leaders. Okay. And the practice of a parliamentary democracy in Britain, ബ്രിട്ടനിലെ parliamentary democracy, the Bill of Rights in US, Bill of Rights, US il nadappakiya Bill of Rights, and the socialist revolution in Russia had inspired many Indians to think of shaping a system based on a social and economic equality. സാമൂഹികവും സാമ്പത്തികവുമായ സമത്വം കൊണ്ടുവരാൻ വേണ്ടി these all revolutions and the struggles and the thoughts and ethics Indians followed. Okay, and yes, yet they were not simply imitating what others had done. അതിൻ്റെ അർത്ഥം മറ്റുള്ളവർ ചെയ്തത് അതുപോലെ അനുകരിച്ചു എന്നല്ല, but the good part or the better part we or the some what it is advantages for the people, that we just taken it and adopted in our constitution. Okay, so whether these things suited our country, all these factors considered to be making our constitution. While we are taking the policies or the some tips or tricks from other countries or other revolutions what we got, we will think about whether it is acceptable for our country, whether it is acceptable by the people of our country, or it is against the laws of our country. After that the discussion only India accepted the rules or the ethics or the plans of other countries like USA, France, French, etc. Okay, French terms from the French Revolution, etc. So my dear children, this a small topic, that means the path to constitution, we just discussed. You don't want to worry, you just read this path to constitution. There is nothing to by heart, okay, but you have to read it. Next we have to discuss about the Constituent Assembly. The Constituent Assembly. Okay, Constituent Assembly. My dear children, so we discussed Motilal Nehru, that means it is started the journey, it is started 1928, 31, and so it is continuously, it was a journey to make a good constitution for India. Okay, so again we are continuing the Constituent Assembly, what are the activities it is done, and all it is discussing now. It's now in this topic, who then were the makers of the Indian Constitution. You will find here very brief sketch of some of the leaders who played an important role in making the constitution. Already we understood that some of the leaders, they played a vital role for the construction of the constitution, and the drafting of the document called the constitution was done by an assembly of a elected representative. Who did this? Yes, there was a number of people, they were elected a representative and called the Constituent Assembly. So now you understood the Constituent Assembly. Elected representatives, or the drafting of the document called the Constitution was done by an elected representative. This drafting of Constitution cheyathathu aarana? It is by the elected representatives. They are known as, those elected representatives are known as the Constituent Assembly. ഇവരെയാണ് കോൺസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂവൻ്റ് അസംബ്ലി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ദീസ് പീപ്പിൾ ഡൺ ദിസ് drafting of the constitution. And elections to the Constituent Assembly were held in July 1946. Constituent Assemblyയിലേക്ക് ഇലക്ഷൻ നടന്നത് 1946. Now we are discussing how our constitution became in power, that means how it became power. So it is constitution election to the Constituent Assembly were held in July 1946. Its first meeting was held in December 1946. Constituent Assembly first meeting conducted in 1946. Soon after, the country was divided into India and Pakistan. So first meeting, first election, it was held in 1946, and election it is done in July 1946, and first meeting it was held in 1946 December. Election July 1946, meeting 1946 December. Okay. And soon after the country divided into India and Pakistan. So after this India became split into India and Pakistan. And the Constituent Assembly was also divided into the Constituent Assembly of India and that of Pakistan. You just think that. The Constituent Assembly of Assembly also divided into two. Why? India is divided into Pakistan and India. So one it is Constituent Assembly of Pakistan, one it is Constituent Assembly of India. Now you got it. And also the Constituent Assembly that wrote the Indian Constitution had 299 members. India's constitution workers, how many total members? There were 299. And the Assembly adopted the Constitution on 26th November 1949. Assembly Constitution adopted 1949 November 26th. But it came to power, came to effect. Constituent Assembly adopted 1949 November 26, but it came to effect on January 26, 1950. So the journey you understood? Yes, the Constituent Assembly, the elected members of the drafting committee, the preparation of the constitution is done by drafting of constitution is done by Constituent Assembly. They are the elected members. Okay. And the assembly were held in July 1946. But the first meeting it is done by December 1946. And also after that there were 299 members were in that assembly. But there was a two constituent assembly because India partition, that means split into two, Pakistan and India. So Constituent Assembly of India and Constituent Assembly of Pakistan. In Constituent Assembly of India, there were 229 members also, and they adopted the constitution on 26th November 1949. But it came to power 1950 January 26th. Okay, that day we are celebrating as a Republic Day of India. Okay. And why should we accept the constitution made by this assembly more than 50 years ago? Dear children, that is a great question. Why should we accept the constitution made by this assembly more than 50 years ago? 50 വർഷങ്ങൾക്ക് മുൻപേ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയ ഭരണഘടന ഇന്നും നമ്മളെല്ലാം ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുന്നു. Why? That is a great question. But something is there. That means we have already noted one reason above. The constitution does not reflect the views of its members alone. That is the one answer for that question. Why now also we are accepting the constitution? Because it prepared 50 years back or more than 50 years back. Why we are accepting? Because the constitutional rules are not written according to the views and opinions of the members only in that constituent assembly. It is considered all the sections of the society in our country. That is why now also we people are accepting the constitution of India. Okay, and it expresses a broad consensus of its time, and many countries of the world have had to rewrite their constitution afresh because the basic rules were not accepted to all the major social groups or political parties. My dear children, most of the countries they refresh their constitution. Why? The people cannot accept it. The socio-economic policies, religious socio-economic policies, they cannot accept it now. So they refresh it. But India, we didn't do that. But there were some changes we did. Okay. And in some other countries, the constitution exists as a mere piece of paper. You know that? Some of the countries they are considering the constitution as a mere paper only. That much value only for their constitution. Why it is saying such a way? Because they are not at all following the constitutional remedies or policies. Okay. And also no one actually follow it, that is why it is known as mere a paper. And the experience of our constitution is different. Over the last half a century, several groups have questioned some provisions of the constitution, but no large social groups or party has ever questioned the legitimacy of the constitution itself. You know that some exception cases will be there. India's constitution, a minority, a very less number of people they questioned, but the large group of people or society, they didn't question now itself. That means till now they didn't question. So we understood that it is acceptable by all the sections of the society. Okay. And this is an unusual achievement for any constitution. മറ്റൊരു ഭരണഘടനയും നേടാത്ത നേട്ടമാണ് ഇന്ത്യൻ ഭരണഘടന കൈവരിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളത്. Okay, that much perfect it is. That is why. Okay. The second reason for accepting the constitution, first reason we discussed, why the constitution is accepted by all the people of India now. It is all now, that means over 50 years also. Why it is? Because it is not prepared by the mere members of the Constituent Assembly, not their own opinion. It is the opinion and the debate and discussions and the consideration of all the sections of the society. Okay, that is why. And the second reason why the constitution is accepted by all is that the Constituent Assembly represented the people of India. Constitution Assembly represented the people of India. That is why it is now also accepted by all. There was no universal adult franchise at that time. So the Constituent Assembly could not have been chosen directly by all the people of India. Got it? Those time there is no universal adult franchise. It was elected mainly by the members of the existing provincial legislatures that we mentioned above. അന്ന് നിലനിന്നിരുന്ന provincial legislative ആളുകളാണ് തെരഞ്ഞെടുക്കപ്പെട്ടത്. Okay, and also this ensured a fair geographical share of members from all the regions of the country. The members, while we are inquiring or while we are observing that, we can understand that the members of the Constituent Assembly representing different regions, so different cultures, so different areas the members are presenting. So each and every nook and corner of the country's cultural, social, economic and all, it can be represented in this or it can be considered in the construction of the constitution. Got it? And the assembly was dominated by the Indian National Congress. Constituent Assembly dominated by Indian National Congress, the party that led India's freedom struggle. India's സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യ സമരം നയിച്ച Indian National Congress, they were they dominated this. And also, but the Congress itself included a variety of political groups and opinions. We know that wherever may be different opinions inside the Congress, different parties, different people, different opinion was there. And the assembly had many members who did not agree with the Congress, but other members did not agree. And in social terms too, a assembly represented members from different language groups. വിവിധ ഭാഷകളിൽ നിന്നുള്ള ആളുകൾ, കാസ്റ്റ്, വിവിധ ജാതിയിൽ നിന്നുള്ള ആളുകൾ, ക്ലാസസ്, ഗ്രൂപ്പ്, and religious and occupations. These all people were there, the members of the Constituent Assembly. So these each and every representative can express the problems of these all groups of people also. Okay, and they can share their opinion, they can understand the problems of this group of people. Okay, according to that we can make, or they made the constitution. Even if the Constituent Assembly was elected by universal adult franchise, its composition would not have been very different. If the Constituent Assembly prepared according to the basis of the universal adult franchise, it was there will not be this much smooth functioning of the constitution, okay, because it was not done like that, because those time there was no universal adult franchise. Finally, the manner in which the Constituent Assembly worked gives sanctity, that means sacred, you know, sanctity. മൂന്നാമത്തെ കാരണം എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഇന്നും ഭരണഘടന അംഗീകരിച്ചു പോരുന്നത്, that is the manner in which the Constituent Assembly worked gives sanctity to the Constitution. Sanctity means holy or a sacred, വിശുദ്ധമായ, and the Constitution Assembly worked in a systematic, open and consensual manner. വളരെ ഓപ്പൺ ആണ്. There is no brutal methods or tricks or tips. It is sacred, holy, പരിശുദ്ധമാണ്. And open and consensual manner, first some basic principles were decided and agreed upon. ആദ്യം കുറച്ച് മൂല്യങ്ങൾ, അടിസ്ഥാന മൂല്യങ്ങൾ അംഗീകരിച്ചു കൊണ്ടുള്ളതാണ്. Then a drafting committee chaired by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar prepared draft constitution. ആ മൂല്യങ്ങൾ വെച്ചുകൊണ്ട് Dr. B.R. Ambedkar prepared a draft constitution. Discussion. Several rounds of those discussion took place on the draft constitution, clause by clause. ഓരോ പോയിന്റിനെയും എടുത്ത് പ്രത്യേകം ഡിസ്കസ് ഓൺ ഡിബേറ്റ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് കണ്ടക്റ്റഡ്. Then only they came to finalize. More than 2000 amendments were considered. While they are discussing, while they are conducting a debate on each and every clause, each and every points or basic things, there will be number of mainly 2000 amendments discussed or were considered. ഏകദേശം 2000-ഓളം മാറ്റങ്ങൾ വരുത്തിയതിനു ശേഷം പല ഡിസ്കഷനിൽ കൂടെ 2000-ലധികം മാറ്റങ്ങൾ വരുത്തിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. And the members deliberated for a 114 days spread over 3 years. 3 വർഷത്തോളം ഏകദേശം 114 ദിവസം spent ചെയ്തു. Every document presented and every word spoken in the Constituent Assembly had been recorded and preserved. Every point and also every word spoken in the Constituent Assembly and recorded and preserved and discuss about it. These are called Constituent Assembly debates. ഇതിനെയാണ് പറയുന്നത് Constituent Assembly debates when printed. These debates are 12 bulky volumes. 12 വോള്യൂംസിലാണ് ഇത് ചിട്ടപ്പെടുത്തിയിട്ടുള്ളത്. These debates provide the rationale behind every provision of the Constitution. These are used to interpret the meaning of the Constitution. So my dear children, how much hard work were there while they are constructing the Constitution of India? Okay, 114 days, nearly 3 years, all around 3 years. In that 3 years, 114 full days they spent for to construct it. And each and every word of the Constitution, they operated it, discussed it, debated it, and also 2000 amendments were considered. While each and every members, if they are ready to change each and every word, of course, they are considered 2000 amendments also. Such a way, very transparently and in a very task, that means hard work behind it while they constructed the Constitution. My dear children, now you understood the path to a constitution. ഒരു ഭരണഘടനയുടെ നിർമ്മാണത്തിലേക്കുള്ള പാത എങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു? I think you understood it. Okay, so my dear children, read this area and study about it. Again, while you are reading, if you felt any difficulties, you can call me. I will clarify it. Okay, bye. Thank you.